Okay, I know what you're thinking, and the answer is no. This is not clickbait. Last time I camped here, a fox genuinely stole my frying pan, and today I'm back armed with night vision goggles, a night vision remote control wildlife camera, and a surprise for Mr. Fox, as I'm gonna have my vengeance. And just before you all rush to report me for animal cruelty, this is the type of vengeance that's gonna benefit everybody involved. I'll explain a little bit more about that later, but most importantly, for now, what do you think about my hands-free hiking umbrella? This is something I really wished I'd had on the West Highland Way. It's perfect for those days where it's raining constantly, but it's not actually windy. Let me know, is this gonna start a trend, or am I just gonna be despised by everybody I meet on this trail? Let's go and set up camp. Oh, that was heavy. Oh, this wasn't such a good idea. Ow. There we go, my tent is set up there, and then down here I've got a tarp set up so I can get under there, I can sit, I can cook, I can stay out of the rain that we're going to have tonight. I think I'll do that first. I'll get in there, make something to eat, and I'll tell you all about fantastic Mr. Fox. Alright, so it feels like, do you like my little, do you like my little lunchbox? Whatever it was, it seemed to be that more and more people were having encounters with foxes, and it started off innocently enough. You had people waking up in the morning and a fox was standing outside their tent just looking at them. All these incredible photographs appeared. It was all kind of fun and innocent and idyllic. And then the foxes became criminals and started stealing stuff from people. I know someone who was camping one night, and the fox kept coming in and trying to drag stuff out of the tent. He kept waking up, chasing the fox away, retrieving his stuff, and he had to go pack up and leave. There was a case of a guy who had his leather boots dragged out of the tent, torn to shreds. And then I know someone who had their rucksack was sort of dragged out of the tent, and the straps chewed through, shredded up, and the outside of the bag chewed up as well. And in fact, when I was hiking in here, I found this. That is a piece of webbing, like off a rucksack, and am I imagining that, or does that look like that's been chewed? That has not been cut with a knife. It's too ragged an angle. It looks like something has... Incidents with foxes have been increasing. Now, what have I got in my little bag? I decided to cook proper food on this trip, because last time I camped I had, who makes a camping meal that's beans and cabbage? Why would anyone want this? Beans and cabbage. This is a flatulence nightmare. I'm gonna be lucky to survive the night. Absolutely disgusting. So in here I've got chicken fillet, I've got a burger, and I got some bacon ciabattas to put it in, so I am eating well tonight. But in the bottom of this I got this new little gadget. This is cool, literally cool. This is a Thai Cool X Cool Pack. Very, very different. I've never seen anything like this before. You know those like cheap, nasty plastic blue ones you get, you stick them in the freezer? Well, this is kind of like that, except on steroids. It's completely sealed titanium. But you hear that? There's a coolant in it, a liquid that can be chilled, frozen down to -10. Now, previously I'd just frozen meat if I was going camping, and then by the time I got there, I'd hope it was defrosted and ready to cook. But there's two problems with freezing meat. A few times I got to the campsite, it's still frozen. So then it takes forever to cook, especially when you're cooking on gas and you're carrying limited fuel, which is not ideal. And then the other problem is, if you're hiking all day, it can defrost and warm up. And that might be okay with something like a burger that's got, you know, preservatives in it, but it's not a good idea with a chicken fillet. So a cool pack like this will let you keep it cool for much, much longer. Cool bit of kit, launch it on Kickstarter, so if you're interested in that, there's a link down in the description. Because the last time I camped here, I did what I sort of did tonight. I had chicken, I had bacon, I fried stuff up. And when I'd done cooking, I put this and some titanium plates and smaller bits of kit, worth about 70 quid, in a dry bag and just put it in. It was in my tent, it wasn't in the inner, it was under the fly, and went to bed. And when I woke up in the morning, I've just realised that my dry bag is missing. It's not in my tent. Can't see it lying anywhere nearby. I think it has been stolen. Last night, I came in and I tucked it in under here. If you look here, you can see this ground is all disturbed. It's kind of going that way, but look at this. Oh my goodness. It was an animal. It's ripped to shreds. Do you know what the funniest thing is? It's licked, the frying pan has been licked clean. A fox has come in, stolen my dry bag and my frying pan, ripped it open, licked the frying pan clean, and abandoned it here. Look at this damage. Look at this. That is nuts. I've heard of foxes stealing stuff, but a frying pan? I'm not sure I want to cook bacon on this now. And that might sound like a funny story, but it's a really bad idea for a fox to start associating people with food. The fox can become dependent on people, and then suddenly if people aren't feeding it, then the fox is going to go hungry. But probably the biggest problem is if a fox becomes less scared of people, at some point it's going to walk up to somebody who is maybe carrying a shotgun and doesn't like foxes. So I figure if I can do something that will make the fox think twice before stealing food from people, well, I'm getting my revenge, but I'm also doing the fox a favour. And I did a little bit of research into this, and they hate the smell and taste of garlic. My plan is to try and feed a fox a garlic meatball. It'll hate the flavour, and maybe I'll think twice about coming near people camping in the future. Now, some of you might be saying, isn't garlic toxic to dogs? Foxes are like dogs. Yes, that is true, but the quantities required to actually be toxic are huge. Very, very skinny fox would have to eat about 30 plus cloves of garlic to even start to do any harm. I've got the trail camera set up here, and it's pointing at this stump. I actually can't see a thing, it's pitch black. And this meatball, this is the decoy meatball, and then that meatball has got garlic inside it. And I'm also going to be able to remotely preview this camera on my phone once I get back inside the tent. Another thing I've got is these. This is a pair of Acaso night vision goggles slash binoculars. So these work in two ways. The first way is by sort of enhancing existing light. I've got a tiny little lamp up there. It's not very bright. And if I look off to the side with my eyes, it's pretty much pitch blackness. But if I look through these, you can see it's really, really bright. But they also, if I press and hold this other button here, it switches them into infrared, and then I can activate the infrared spotlight. Look at that. Let's go for a little walk with these. We'll see what we can see, and also it'll give, you know, the fox a chance to turn up and maybe try and eat the meatballs while I'm away. Hello, foxes. Hello. Any foxes? Any foxes? Hello. Ooh, what's that?
Something creepy lies in the forest tonight.
Dark. That is mad, just how far I can see with these. Those far trees there, they are about 100 meters away, or more even from where I'm standing. And that's through rain as well. No foxes yet though. Oh, I heard a weird noise. It was just a tree creaking in the wind. It's kind of scary, but I hear you're on in the dark. Alright, I'm heading back to my walk. Let's go and see if this fox stole the meatballs while I was away. No. Tap to reconnect camera. Camera waking up, Wi-Fi connecting. Will it reach? Yes! I've got eyes on the meatballs. Nothing has approached. Oh! Oh! What is that? That's not a fox. I'm hopefully going to have an even better night's sleep tonight. I'm testing this for the first time. This is my new pillow. I've been sort of upgrading my sleep kit for winter, and one of the things I've done is got this. This is the X-Ped down pillow in large. I mean, it rolls up quite small, but it is ridiculously comfy. It's got like an air chamber in the inside, and then this top section is filled with down. So it just feels like... it feels so much like a real pillow. I can see some eyes. What is that? There's something walking around in the leaves. It's 11:30, and I just spotted a little rat. It went over to the log and was licking like some of the juices that were coming down off the meatballs off the log, and then it went onto the top of the log, and it looks like as soon as it smelled the garlic, it immediately ran off into the forest. Come on, Mr. Fox. Where are you? I don't want to get up. It's so cozy in here. What time is it? Oh. It's 9:30. I've never slept in that much when sleeping. That is unbelievable. This pillow worked wonders. I can't believe it's 9:30. People are gonna start coming through here. I need to get up. Oh. The meatballs are gone. Something has eaten the meatballs. Right. Let's grab the trail camera, have a sit down, and review the footage. Whoa! That would not have been a good start. Oh, that's good. Right, okay. What stole the meatball? Alright, I've got my breakfast, I've got the trail camera, and I've got my phone somewhere. Let's find out what ate the meatball. I was starting to get quite disappointed. I was like, every time I woke up during the night, I would go and check the camera and nothing. I even checked it, I think around 7 AM when it was almost daylight. And it was still there. So something has eaten it during daylight. But what? Oh, that's quite cold. Cold congealed bacon. No. It's not. It was a J. There it is. One fell swoop. Jays are like colourful crows. It's like a corvid with a, well, you can see, they've got a bright blue flash in the front and they're sort of reddish on top. And they're obviously meat eaters. Okay, mystery solved. The meatballs were taken by a bird. Not a fox. So, well, I guess I have utterly failed to get revenge on the fox that stole my frying pan. But I at least attempted to. And perhaps at the very least, I've fed a bird. I still can't believe I slept so long. To be honest, I think I'm maybe a little bit burnt out at the minute. To be totally honest, I've had the last month and a bit on YouTube has been insane for me. I've had one video absolutely explode. It's on 1.4 million views now, and I've had a couple of other ones that have got way over 100,000, and that just really hasn't happened to me that much before. So I've been slightly, I think, overwhelmed by it all in a way. I'm getting so many comments, so many messages, and I feel like I want to at least read all the comments and reply to all these messages and emails I'm getting as well, and that's eating so much of my time. And then, yeah, I think it's a bit much, and it's burning me out slightly, so maybe I did need that sleep last night. I went to bed last night at, what time? I think it was half 10, sat and watched some videos until about 11, so I was in bed for 10.5 hours. 10.5 hours in bed when can't beat, that's ridiculous. Anyway, right, I think I'm going to end the video here because I got to get packed up quickly because I got another video I have to make today, and that video is about the weirdest backpack I've ever used in my life, which is actually now my favourite backpack of all time, and I don't actually have it with me. I didn't camp with it on this trip because it's a small backpack and I need to carry a lot of stuff on this trip, so I got to pack up, go back to my van, get changed, refreshed, and then hike back in again and make a video about that backpack. But hopefully you enjoyed this little foxy adventure that didn't contain any foxes whatsoever, apart from the one I photoshopped into the thumbnail. Hopefully you forgive me for that. I went and bought that trail camera and everything, and just for this trip I spent 70 quid on a trail camera and we caught nothing. Do you know what I'm going to do? No, I will take this little trail camera. It's actually quite cool, like it's tiny. I've never seen one that's rechargeable. Usually they're really big and bulky and you wouldn't want to carry them, but this is really small. I think what I'm going to do with this is, we think there might be some badgers near my office. So I'm going to set this up and see if we capture any footage of the badgers. I'll not post it on here, but if I do capture badger footage, I'll put a little montage of it up on Patreon for anybody that's a paid member on Patreon, and then you can see badger footage or whatever it is I capture, probably more rats and birds.